tiene que probar su culpabilidad.
And if for any reason you are in the country illegally, any plea could affect your immigration status to include deportation.
Y si por cualquier motivo están en este país ilegalmente, al entrar en cualquier declaración pudiese afectar su estado migratorio hasta incluir deportación.
At this time, if you will all stand to be placed under oath and raise your right hand.
En este momento, por favor, pónganse de pie y levanten su mano derecha para juramentarlo.
Do you swear or affirm that your testimony will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Ustedes juran y afirman que su testimonio va a ser la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad.
Yes?
¿Eso es sí?
Thank you. Please be seated.
Gracias. Por favor, pueden tomar asiento.
Where's that name called one before
Yes,
we
ma'am.
get started? Jamie Phillips. More time to think about it.
No, Your Honor, I don't wish to accept it.
Say it again.
I don't wish to accept
Okay.
it.
Do you need an application for the public defender?
I've got one, I just got to fill it out.
Oh, okay. Make sure you fill that out, turn it into the clerk. They will let you know if you qualify. Your next court date with me is going to be March 17th at 9 o'clock. Okay? Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
All right, today.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I would like to call Carrera Guevara Alexis Josué.
Number 8. Will you, Ms. Trent?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, we'd like to hear what the state's offer is. Your Honor, the state's offer in this case is adjudication of guilt, $300 in court costs, show proof of valid driver's license within 90 days, 10 days in the Okaloosa County Jail, followed by 6 months of probation. Your Honor, my client will be not guilty.
Okay. Sir, Judge Schlechter, we'll see you back on March 3rd at 9 again.
Next, Your Honor, I would like to call Carrillo Domingo Arnoldo Salvador.
Your Honor, this is 24 CT 2655. This is failure to comply with the EPA.
Okay?
The state's request in this case was for him to go pay the remaining amount. It does look like that he has paid the remaining amount, has a balance no longer. The state will announce no cost in this case.
And no action on the FTA?
That's correct.
Sir Saul, your case is dismissed. Thank you. And then
Next, Your Honor, Figueroa Diaz David.
Sir, you were with us today for driving on a suspended license to the state.
What was the last name?
Figueroa Diaz, number 18.
Your Honor, the state's offer in this case is adjudication of guilt. 10 days in the Okaloosa County Jail. $300 in court costs. And show proof of valid driver's license or eligibility within 90 days.
Is this a third or subsequent?
It does appear so, I guess.
Okay, so, Mr. Figueroa. The law requires a mandatory 10 days in jail if you have 3 or more of these charges. Unfortunately, that's where you're at. Do you want to speak with an attorney so you can understand what is required at this plea?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to ask the deputy to give you an application for the public defender, unless, can you afford to hire your own attorney? Okay. Fill this out and turn it into the clerk at the end of the hall. If you qualify, we'll see, make sure you give the public defender's office a call. And then your next court date is going to be March 3rd, okay?
Next, Your Honor, Moncada Walter Fael.
Hello. So you're with the state for driving on a suspended license? To the state.
Sorry, Your Honor, I'm just trying to catch up on that.
I have it December 37th.
Sorry, Your Honor. This is 25 CT 142. It appears there are at least 2 priors in this case. The state's offers adjudication, 10 days in the Okaloosa County Jail. The court costs, and to show proof of valid driver's license or eligibility within 90 days.
So, Mr. Moncada, if you have at least 3 of these charges, the law requires a mandatory 10 days in jail. Would you like some time to speak with an attorney about what a plea to this charge at this time would look like?
Yes, please.
Do you need an application for the public defender?
I have an attorney.
Okay. Please let them know that your next court date with me is going to be March 17th at 9 a.m.
Next, Your Honor, Pachano Luigi Xavier, represented by Mr. David.
Buenas días.
If I could just have one brief moment.
Please.
Your Honor, hopefully not. What's the next court date?
Okay. Sir, I'll see you back March 17th.
Next, Your Honor, with a Cube Suite Hugo Winter.
Hola. So you're with us today for domestic violence battery. Does the state have an offer?
A withhold of adjudication, $622 in court costs, 11 months and 29 days on probation, batter's intervention program, and no contact with the victim.
Oh, so that's a lot. Do you want some time to speak with an attorney?
Yes,
Are you going to hire your own, or do you need the public defender?
I'm going to retain an attorney, Your Honor.
Okay, then I will see you back on March 17th at 9 a.m. Make sure they know the date.
Asegúrese que su abogado tenga esta fecha. ¿Ok? 17 de marzo a las 9. Es todo por hoy, se puede retirar.
Disculpe, los 600 lo voy a pagar.
No vas a hacer nada ahora. El 17 de marzo tienes que regresar aquí. ¿Ok? A la hora, ya te puedes retirar. Next, Your Honor. Sánchez Andino Emil Antonio.
Buenos dias.
Buenos días.
So you're with us today for operating a vehicle without a license to the state.
Adjudication of guilt, $300 in court costs, show proof of a valid driver's license or eligibility within 90 days, and 10 days in Okaloosa County Jail. Weekends okay.
Only if it's a condition of probation, so we can monitor that.
Okay.
So, all right. Sir, you're also in that situation where if you have 3 or more convictions for the same charge, the law, for this particular charge, the law requires a mandatory 10 days in jail. In your case, the state is offering a 6-month probation period so that you can complete 10 days in the county jail, pay the court cost, and try to get a good license. You would be adjudicated guilty.
Okay.
They are saying that they are okay with you doing that on weekends, which means you can serve that 10 days, 2 days at a time. So you go in for 48 hours, come out until the whole 10 was done. Do you understand that?
Sí.
Okay.
Yes.
When all those conditions were met, so your 10 days are done, you've paid the cost, and you've gotten a good license. If you do that before the 6 months is over, that probation can end early. Do you understand all that?
Sí.
Okay.
Yes.
Would you like to accept that, or do you want to talk to an attorney a little more before you agree?
Quiero hablar con un abogado.
I would like to talk to an attorney, Your Honor.
Good call. All right, do you need the application for the public defender?
Contratar un abogado.
I'm going to retain an attorney, Your Honor.
Okay. Some ballers up in here today. All right, your next court date will be March 17th with me, so make sure your attorney knows that court date.
Gracias.
De nada, señor.
Thank you. Next, Your Honor, I have Tejera Moreno Cristian Samir.
Hola. Mr. Devi?
My apologies. Your Honor, we'll plead not guilty, request the next court date.
Okay. Sir, I will see you back on March 17th.
Okay.
Here's my call. Give my office a call and we'll make an appointment to talk.
Your Honor, the following names that Madam Interpreter will be calling are eligible for deferred prosecution agreement, and Madam Interpreter would like the opportunity to explain this document to the defendants in Spanish.
Okay.
Buenos días. A las personas que voy a llamar van a recoger sus pertenencias y me van a esperar en la parte de afuera de la sala. Tengo una información que quiero compartir con ustedes. Barrera Pedraza Julián, number 1. Jalel López Jones José. Van a recoger sus cosas y me van a esperar afuera si llamo su nombre. Herrera Malavé Jan. Landeros Jiménez José Alberto. Morales Rueda Javier Mauricio. Padilla Castellanos Eudoro. Padilla Forrero Hefner.
Teresa, after those DPAs, would that complete your business?
I believe that I will come back into the courtroom to make one last announcement because there is one defendant that went to pay the $200
Okay.
deferred prosecution agreement fee.
All right, perfect.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Patel, good morning. Yes, Jessica Whidden, I have hers number 67. Yeah, give me just a second, I'll tell you what that is. March 19th? Not that I know of. Have a good day. You may. All right, if I say a name that Teresa just called, y'all just let me know they're outside. Julian Barrera Pedraza? DPA. Okay. Nicholas Batua? Good morning, sir.
How you doing?
Good. You're with us today for a civil infraction of speeding more than 30 over. You have two options. If you wish to have a hearing, the officer has to come in and prove that you were speeding, and we do those via Zoom. I can set that for the hearing today. If you wish to accept responsibility, I would withhold the points and give you 90 days to pay $353 in costs. Would you like to do that?
Yeah, I'll just pay the cost. If you'll withhold the points, that's awesome.
All right. Tell me your name and date of birth.
Nicholas Patua, December 1st, 1997.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Sir, you have accepted responsibility for the civil infraction of speeding. I will withhold the cost and give you 90 days to pay $353. The deputy will give you a pay slip. Did I say withhold the cost? Withhold the points.
Withhold the points.
Sorry,
I knew what you
I
meant.
can't withhold the cost. I will withhold the points and give you 90 days to pay $353 in cost.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
You too. Stephen Bowen. Good morning, sir. Mr. Bowen, you're with us today for a DUI to the state.
Adjudication of guilt, $2,000 fine, $551.73 in court costs, 11 months and 29 days on probation, 50 hours community service work, 6 months driver's license suspended, multiple offender DUI school, victim impact panel, 30-day impound, and 2-year interlock.
All right, Mr. Bowen.
Okay.
You want to talk to an attorney? Do you want to take that?
So there was no jail time on that?
Nope,
I was a little surprised about that.
It was 11/29
probation.
probation, $2,000 fine that I'd have, and a $550 fine that I'd have the duration of the 11/29 probation period to pay.
Yes, sir.
All the classes that you just said.
Your license is suspended for 6 months.
My license is suspended for 6 months.
Your
As far
vehicle?
as the interlock and the impoundment goes, I don't own a vehicle.
Okay, so there are I have to order it. There are statutory waivers, and you can talk to probation about getting a written waiver for that. If you don't own a vehicle, you would of course have to prove you don't own it. The interlock, it's 2 years by statute, so I have to order it. Even if I waive it, once your probation is terminated, DMV is not going to give you a license back until you've satisfied that condition. So when you get a car, they're going to require an interlock at some point.
Oh, so that 2 years of the interlock whether I didn't own a vehicle, say, let's just call it from 2 years from now, when I did buy the vehicle and went to get it registered, that would be the start date of my interlock?
Yep. Not for criminal probation, but for DMV requirement.
DMV purpose.
Because they'll suspend your license and it has nothing to do with the court. You know what I'm saying?
So if I do decide to plead not guilty and talk to a lawyer, then this offer can't get any worse.
I mean, it certainly can get worse, but I don't think it would get worse between now and your next court date. I don't
This is the
think.
minimum mandatory sentence based on what you blew and the fact that you had a prior DUI back in 2006.
It never hurts to talk to a lawyer, though.
And Your Honor, if I may, I did speak to this gentleman earlier, and he was inclined to accept the public defender at that time. We'd be happy to assist him.
I'll go ahead. I do got the public defender sheet. I will get that filled out and take it to the clerk down here today. And thank you for your help, and thank you, guys.
All right, so wait, hold that thought. Your next court date is going to be March 3rd
Okay.
at 9 a.m. Fill that out, and then as long as you qualify, you can reach out to the public defender's office, and Judge Schlechter will see you back on that date.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a good day.
Christine Bridges? Good morning, ma'am.
Judge, state's gonna ask that we flip her at the end. We have to have a discussion.
Okay, Ms. Bridges, I'll call you back in a few minutes, okay? Craig Broquetto? Oh, I'm sorry, my docket's not marked with inmates, so y'all gotta just give me a heads up on that, okay? All right. Cedric Brown?
He entered into a DPA, Your Honor.
Talicia Brown, Miss Sharpless, can y'all have that conversation away from the mics?
Yeah, sorry.
Thanks. Talicia Brown?
Oh.
Hi. Hi, good morning. You're charged with driving with an expired license to the state.
State's gonna announce a no cross. This is a issue with Texas in there. You don't have to worry about if your license expires as long as you're still in the military, your license never expires out of Texas. Well,
I didn't know that was a thing.
she did realize that that law applies for Texas, but maybe not for the other 49 states, so.
Heads up would have been nice. Yes. Right? Yes. All right, Ms. Brown, your case is dismissed. Thank you. Thank you. Johns Kalel Lopez? All right. Jesus Carrillo Almadova? All right. Noah Casey?
Your Honor, Mr. Casey is approaching.
Good morning, sir. Good.
We'd like to hear what the state's offer is, Your Honor.
Withhold of adjudication, $622 in court costs, 6 months probation, anger management course, and no contact with the victim.
Your Honor, my client will plead not guilty.
All right, sir, you've heard the offer. Judge Schlechter will see you back March 3rd, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Yolanda Collier? Good morning. Good morning. Ms. Collier, you're with us today for a violation of injunction to the state.
Your Honor, the state's offer is adjudication of guilt, 11 months to 29 days of probation, batterers intervention program, no contact with the victim, abide by the terms of the injunction in 24 DR 1371, and the $270 in court cost.
Okay. Ma'am, you want to accept that or you want to talk to an attorney?
Attorney.
Okay. Do you need the application for the public defender?
I filled it out already. I have to turn it in.
Okay. Make sure you get that turned in. Judge Schlechter will see you back March 3rd.
Okay.
Thank you. Shanga Daniel? Miss Daniel or Shanga Daniel? Is that you, sir? Oh, all right. William Daniels? Good morning, sir. Mr. Daniels, you're with us today for a refusal to the state.
Your Honor, the state's offer in this case is adjudication of guilt, 11 months and 29 days of probation, 50 hours community service, 6-hour driver's license suspension, DUI school, victim impact.
6 months. Driver's license suspended?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Victim impact panel?
DUI school, the 10-day impound, the $500 fine, and the $476.73 in court costs.
Okay. Does the clerk show a DUI?
Yeah, I think there's a DUI that's come, not on the docket.
We do show the information was filed and it's a DUI.
Okay. All right, so you're actually charged with DUI, just so you know. I guess that includes a refusal. And you heard the offer.
I just only have one question because it shows the refusal, but I submitted to urine sample, but it was with FHP officer that was the arresting officer. So I came down yesterday to try to find out the results or anything like that. And
Of the urine sample?
it's still undetermined of where those are.
Okay. Well, you don't have to take this offer today. I'm happy to continue the case for you to wait for that. And then if you want to talk to an attorney about what, if anything, those results might mean to the case, I can appoint one, or you're welcome to hire one.
Okay. Yes, I'll also fill it out for a public event.
All right. Mr. Daniels, we'll see you back March 3rd. Okay?
3rd.
Thank you.
Time?
9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Shelley Domingo Paz. Hercules Fulton. Good morning, sir. Mr. Fulton, you're with us today for domestic violence battery to the state.
Yes, Your Honor, this state's offer is going to be adjudication of guilt, 11 months and 29 days of probation, batter's intervention program, no contact with the victim, and the $622 in court cost.
Mr. Fulton, do you want some more time to talk to an attorney, or you
Yes.
want to accept? Yes to the attorney?
Mhm.
Do you need the application for the public defender?
I'll take one.
Okay. Your next court date will be March 3rd. Fill that out and turn it into the clerk, okay?
Wait, Your Honor, I'm
Wait.
sorry, I think we have some confusion going on. It looks like the state was going to announce a no process of the victim's request, and I didn't have that note. I apologize to Mr. Fulton about
Well,
that.
let's make for sure. Because that's a big shift, Mr. Fulton.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Your Honor, it does look like Ms. Gearing did speak with the victim yesterday. The victim does want to drop charges. So the state has complied with Marcy's law, and the state will be announcing a no process of this case.
Well, in a much different turn of events, Mr. Fulton, your case is now dismissed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Joshua Gast.
Must have different.
No. John Giambrone. Did I say that right? Giambrone. I should have known. All right. So you're with us today for driving on a suspended license to the state.
Gast.
No, too brown.
Your Honor, it does look like Mr. Gass has at least one prior.
Nope.
Oh,
This is John
Giambrone, I'm
Giambrone.
sorry. This, he does have at least one prior. The state's offers adjudication of guilt, show proof of valid driver's license or eligibility within 90 days, and $300 in court costs.
You said adjudication?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Would you like to accept that, sir, or do you want some more time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Which one?
I will accept.
Okay. Tell me your name and date of birth.
John William Giambrone, May 22nd, 1964.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
There you go.
Do you understand the rights that you're waiving by entering this plea that were previously announced by the court?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay. Sir, I will accept your plea of no contest as freely and voluntarily entered. I will adjudicate you guilty and give you 90 days to pay $300 in costs and show proof of a good license to the clerk. The deputy will need to take your prints, and then he'll give you a pay slip, so you'll have all that in writing. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Emery Gill. Good morning, ma'am. So you're with us today for possession of alcohol by a minor. To the state,
The state has a DPA, Your Honor.
a DPA, Ms. Gill, is a deferred prosecution agreement. If you successfully complete that agreement, which is usually a reduced fine and stay out of trouble, usually, you never know, they will dismiss the case against you. Are you interested in that?
Yes.
Yes. So if you would, have a seat on this row behind. Mom and Dad, or moms, you can come up and sit behind. And then thank you so much. Ladies here in support, I shouldn't assume. Sean Hartsook. Sean Hartsook? Nope. Emilio Hemmings. Jan Herrera Malaver. Naomi Hunter. There you go. Good
Your
morning.
Honor, I briefly discussed the DPA in Ms. Hunter's case, that's 25 MM 94. I let her look at the DPA and told her the terms, explained to her that I'm in no way her lawyer, and just explained the terms to her and told her if she wants to take that, she's certainly able to do that. If she wants to talk to a lawyer, she's certainly able to do that. If she wants more time to think about that, the state will leave this DPA offer open to the next pretrial so she can speak to a lawyer about it. But if she wants to do that today, the state does have the DPA ready for her to execute.
Ms. Hunter? You're going to accept? All right. So here's what I want you to do, Naomi. I want you to sign it and fill it out. Take a picture of it with your phone so that you remember exactly what you agreed to, and then you'll be free to go. Rodney Jackson? Hey, Mr. Jackson.
Good morning.
You're with us today for racing on the highway to the state.
Your Honor, the state's offer in this case is a withhold of adjudication, a $500 fine, $325 in court costs, a basic driver improvement course, 6 months of probation, a 1-year driver's license suspension. The state would allow him to plead or reckless driving to avoid the driver's license suspension.
Oh, sweet.
And change the fines and court costs. It will lower it dramatically.
Yeah, the racing fine is like over $1,000,
Yeah.
right? So the 500 and 325 apply to a charge of reckless?
No, is that,
Yes.
I don't think so.
368 are the court costs for reckless.
That's what I thought.
Okay. I know we said a lot of things kind of not in order, so let me go over that again. You're currently charged with racing on a highway that requires a mandatory license suspension and a really high fine. The state's offer to you today is to amend that charge to reckless driving. If you wish to accept that offer, they would withhold the adjudication. You would be placed on probation for 6 months to complete the basic driver improvement course, which is a 4-hour online course. Pay a $500 fine, $368 in court costs, and no license suspension. Is that correct?
Correct.
That's correct.
So you would basically just have to do that course and pay the fines.
If I complete the course before the probation term, will it terminate it?
And pay the fines?
Yes.
Is the state opposed to early term?
No.
Yes. Once you successfully complete all the conditions, the court would terminate probation.
Okay, yes.
You want to do that?
Yes.
All right, tell me your name and date of birth.
Rodney Jackson, April 2nd, 2005.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that by entering this plea, you give up your rights as previously announced by the court?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Jackson, I will accept your plea of no contest as freely and voluntarily entered. I will withhold the adjudication and place you on probation for 6 months. During that time, you must complete the basic driver improvement course, pay a $500 fine, and $368 in cost. Once all those terms are successfully completed, and if there are no violations, the court will terminate your probation early. Okay? I will ask you to get a QR code from the deputy for probation. Scan that and get in touch with them within the next 24 hours to get started. Okay? Teresa, were you ready, ma'am?
Yes. Your Honor, I would like to call Carrillo Almodóvar Jesus Antonio.
Hola.
Hola.
Say it again? Oh, Jesus, got it. Yes, ma'am. All right, sir, you're with us today for operating a vehicle without a license to the state.
Adjudication of guilt, $300 in court costs, and show proof of valid driver's license or eligibility within 90 days.
Do you wish to accept?
Yeah.
Yes.
Please tell me your name and date of birth.
Jesús Antonio Carrillo Almodóvar, 5 de junio del 2002.
The 5th of June of 2001.
Are you under the influence? Sorry. Give me a minute for the plane.
Fly over.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
I have to ask everyone. Please don't get offended.
Ah, that's good.
Do you understand that by entering this plea, you waive those rights that were previously announced by the court?
Okay.
I will accept your plea as freely and voluntarily entered. I will adjudicate you guilty and give you 90 days to pay $300 in cost, and if eligible, show proof of a good license to the clerk. The deputy will need to take your fingerprints for this, and then he will give you a piece of paper, so all this will be in writing for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Your Honor, this would be a second.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, I believe that's all I have, but I would like to make one last announcement.
You can make your announcement.
Buenos días, ¿hay alguien más en la sala que necesite intérprete en español? Nobody came forward.
If I could have a minute. It is very important that court is a safe and fair place. Y'all did not come to court to see a judge cry, but it is particularly critical if you don't speak the language and have no idea what's going on. I can't offer that because I don't speak Spanish, definitely not well. But this court system has been blessed for as long as I've been here with an interpreter who goes above and beyond to ensure that in Okaloosa County, everyone is treated with dignity and understands, whether they like it or not, exactly what is happening in this moment. She's leaving us, and I'm not happy about it, but nobody asked me. Because despite what they say, you don't get to make all the rules when you're the judge. But I would be remiss not to thank and honor Teresa for her service to our county. So as random as this is, if you can all give her a round of applause for me. We could not do justice without you, and you are important, and I hope you know it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go back to being tough. Okay, thank you. I guess you're excused. It's fine, whatever. Thank you. Okay. I don't even know where I was. Debbie Jacobs? Good morning, ma'am. Sorry for all that right before I call you. Ms. Jacobs, you're with us today for petty theft to the state.
Your Honor, the state's offer in 25 MM 100 is adjudication of guilt, 11 months and 29 days of probation, 24 hours of community service work, shoplifters awareness course, no trespass, and $270 in court costs.
No trespass where?
Sorry, Your Honor, I will look that up really quickly. I apologize for not having that.
Waterfront Mission Thrift Store, 110 Hollywood Boulevard Southeast, Fort Walton Beach.
All right. Ms. Jacobs, do you want to accept that or you want to speak with an attorney? Okay, please tell me your name and date of birth.
Debbie Jacobs, 8/22/60.
I'm so sorry, ma'am, but I need you.
8/22/60.
Thank you. Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication? Do you understand that by entering this plea, you give up those rights that were previously announced by the court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ma'am, I'll accept your plea as freely and voluntarily entered. I will adjudicate you guilty and place you on probation for 11 months and 29 days. During that time, you must complete the Shoplifters Awareness Course, 24 hours community service, and pay $270 in court cost. You can't trespass back at the Waterfront Mission, and that trespass order is good for a year starting today. The deputy will need to take your fingerprints, and then he'll give you a QR code for probation. Scan that, it'll get you started, and I wish you luck. Thank you. Shanita James. Hi. Ms. James, you're with us today for driving on a suspended license and an insurance violation to the state.
Yes, Your Honor. In 25 CT 97, the state's offer is adjudication, 10 days in the Okaloosa County Jail, which can be done as a condition of 6 months probation on the weekends, $300 in court costs, show proof of valid driver's license within 90 days, or show proof of eligibility.
Ms. James, did you hear me explain that whole probation weekend jail thing earlier?
I did.
Okay.
I have my driver's license, my car back, and insurance. I don't know if that would.
Do you have it with you?
I do.
Would that change anything?
Yes, Your Honor, I think.
You're going to show that to the state? We'll take a minute. Oh, say it again.
James needs to go to her purse and get her driver's license. Do you want to pass her?
Yeah.
James, and bring it back up?
Ms. Johnson, Jennifer Johnson. Good morning. Ms. Johnson, you're with us today for resisting to the state.
Adjudication of guilt and $270 in court costs.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Your next court date with Judge Schlechter, Ms. Johnson, will be March 3rd. Do you need the application for the public defender?
No, ma'am, I've already filled it out, and I'll turn it in on my way out.
Sweet. Thank you, ma'am.
You said March 3rd at what time?
9 a.m.
Thank you.
Veronica Kalashnikova. Jose Landeros Jimenez. Casey Little.
Was a DPA. Did Teresa give you the sign?
Yeah.
Hi. Hi. Ms. Little, you're with us today for a paraphernalia charge to the state.
Yes, Your Honor. In 25 MM 43, the state's offer is adjudication of guilt. The court costs, forfeit the paraphernalia, and $70.83 cost of investigation to the Niceville Police Department. Your Honor, I think she has Mr. Maddox.
Not on my docket. And just so you know, the court costs are $270.
Okay.
Mr. Debbie, can you see the?
Your Honor, she does not appear to be represented by Mr. Maddox on my sheet, but I'm happy to stand.
It says online, yes, Mr. Maddox, but I haven't had the chance to speak to him, so.
So here's what. Do you want that? Do you want that?
Your Honor.
I think so. I'm pretty confused at this moment.
So it looks like in the court system, at some point we were appointed. Yesterday I checked and she had no attorney. So I don't know what the situation is. If she wants the public defender, of course, we'll have to represent her. I do believe our office will have a conflict on this, so we'll probably have to withdraw anyways, just to give her a heads up. We'll give her original conflict counsel, but yeah, there is some confusion there, Your Honor.
Okay, so, what, do you show an attorney?
I do not.
Okay, the clerk shows no attorney, so I'm gonna operate as if you don't have one.
Okay.
If you want an attorney, we'll go through the process of trying to get one appointed.
Okay.
But, just so you know, your offer right now is just an adjudication of guilt, you're not getting the paraphernalia back, and then court costs and the cost of investigation.
Okay, investigation for,
So Niceville Police Department alleges that they spent $70.83 to investigate this crime, and they want that back.
oh. All right. I think I would like to speak to an attorney just
Okay.
about the guilty adjudication.
I got you. So your next court date with me will be March 17th. Go ahead while you're here, fill that out, turn it into the clerk at the end of the hall.
All right.
And as long as you qualify, we'll start the process. If you have to conflict off, Mr. Maddox will get that ball rolling.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Donald Lowe. Andre McKinnon is an inmate, right?
Yes, Your Honor. Andre McKinnon is an inmate.
Tyler Miller.
He entered into a DPA.
Okay. Paige Montgomery.
Not guilty plea was filed with Ms. Dudley set for February 12th.
February 12th on Paige Montgomery. Javier Morales Rueda
Who's the attorney?
on Montgomery. Larissa Dudley.
She just filed that this morning.
Who? That's probably why Larissa got on. Max Moss. Marco Nunez. Hi. Mr. Nunez, you're with us today for speeding more than 30 over. You have two options. Make sure you keep your hands out of your pockets. If you wish to accept responsibility, the fine is $353, and if you pled today, I would withhold the points. If, however, you want a hearing, the officer has to come in and prove that it was you speeding, if you were speeding at all. And we do those via Zoom, but I would set it for that hearing.
Gotcha. I'll accept it, but there was 2 tickets. One was like failure to show insurance,
Did you show that in too?
because I brought it with me. I had it. It was just at the house.
Okay. That one probably doesn't come in very quickly.
Yeah, it's just paid 113.5, February 6th.
What's that number?
25 TR 366.
I'm gonna merge into something.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Nunez, please tell me your name and date of birth.
Marco Nunes, 10/16/2000.
Sorry. Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, ma'am.
So you have accepted responsibility for the civil infraction of speeding. I will withhold the points, give you 90 days to pay $353 in costs. The deputy will give you a pay slip with all that in writing. I am going to merge and dismiss the insurance ticket, so you don't have to worry about paying that.
Okay, perfect.
25 TR 366 for the record. While we're waiting, do you need me, ma'am, or did you get your license? Okay.
I'm all set.
You're good, thank you. Cornelia Nunn, I'm sorry.
Yes, Your Honor. None?
Let me come back to that.
Yes, Your Honor. I did speak to her earlier this morning.
She
Yeah,
signed
she
it,
signed it. Okay, good. Well, I told her she could sign it, so we're fine. I did go over this offer with her. I'm just gonna sign it as her attorney.
Okay. Is that a DPA?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Joseph Ogburn?
Amber?
Yep. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Ogburn. So you're with us today for leaving a derelict vessel to the state?
Your Honor, the state has a deferred prosecution agreement. That's the court cost and remove the derelict vessel. If Mr. Ogburn wants to take a look at this DPA and execute that today, certainly welcome to do that. If he wants to speak to a lawyer about that, the state will leave the offer open until the next pretrial so he can talk to a lawyer about it. It's up to him.
Did you get all that?
Is there any way to resolve this today, Your Honor?
Well, the DPA is a deferred prosecution agreement. What they're asking is for you to pay a fine and then probably 90 days to remove the vessel. If you sign that agreement and get those things done, the case is over. But you
Okay.
have 90 days to get those things done. And then once you do all that, they will dismiss the case completely. But you don't have to do it. If you want some more time to think about it, you can certainly talk to an attorney.
Okay, so pay a fine today and 90 days to remove a vessel?
You have 90 days.
Your Honor?
So you would enter into the agreement today, okay? Take a deep breath, we got time. So I'm gonna explain all this to you, I don't want you to be nervous, okay? What the state is offering you is if you enter into the agreement with them, they will give you 90 days to pay the fine, which you can do today, but you have 3 months to do it, and then also remove the vessel. Once you do those things and show proof of that, then they would dismiss the case completely.
Because, Your Honor, my circumstances right now is I have been homeless since the beginning of this month. I've stuck around in this area so I could attend court today to handle this today, Your Honor.
Okay.
So if I could,
Why don't we do this, Mr. Ogburn?
Your Honor, I'd be happy to talk to Ms. Gronberg if you
Yep.
want to pass this case.
I appreciate that. I'm going to ask Ms. Sharpless to give you the agreement, and then this attorney has volunteered to speak with you. If you want to do that and get it handled today, we'll be done. But Mr. David may be able to give you some advice if he knows more than I do about how to proceed next. But I appreciate that you didn't leave and you're waiting to get it done. So take a few minutes and I'll just call you back whenever y'all are done, okay? Mr. David?
Yes, Your Honor. I mean, just waiting on them to grab that EPA.
Eudoro Padilla Castellanos? TPA. Hefner Padilla Forero? Lawrence Parker? Lawrence? No? Okay. Brody Ponder? Okay. Hi.
Hey.
So,
Your Honor,
Mr.
I apologize. Go ahead.
It looks like you're already on pretrial diversion for a similar charge,
That's accurate, Your Honor, and I represented him on that matter.
but this happened the same night.
That is correct.
So this would not affect that plea, as far as I'm concerned?
No, Your Honor, it would not.
Okay,
We'd like to plead not guilty and request the next court date, and we would ask the court to provisionally appoint the public defender for Mr. Ponder, considering he previously qualified.
so I will appoint the public defender. You still got to do the application and turn it in all over again. You still got to keep doing your pretrial diversion, okay? This doesn't stop that, so make sure you keep up with that.
And it's March
17th.
17th, thank you. Mr. Ponder, why don't you hang out?
There are issues with this, just to let the court and Vince know.
He's going to hang out. I'd like to have a conversation after.
Well, there's issues with the statement that's in there. I'm not 100% sure it's even this defendant that statement is referring to.
Yeah, that's good for you, Mr. Ponder.
Because it sounds like it was not just a one-on-one, but it had multiple people involved.
I understand. We'll have a conversation.
We'll talk about that off the record. That sounds like an attorney combo. March 17th. Brianna Powell. Hi. Ms. Powell, you're with us today for a paraphernalia charge to the state.
An adjudication of guilt, $270 in court costs, and forfeit paraphernalia.
You want to accept that?
Can you repeat that, please?
Sure. An adjudication of guilt, so you would have a conviction on your record.
Yes, ma'am.
You would have 90 days to pay the court costs, which are $270, and then the paraphernalia, you would not be getting that back. You'd have to forfeit it.
Yes, ma'am. I accept.
Tell me your name and date of birth.
Brianna Powell, June 28th, 1998.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
Ma'am.
Do you understand that by entering this plea, you give up those rights that were previously announced by the court?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I will accept your plea of no contest as freely and voluntarily entered. I will adjudicate you guilty and give you 90 days to pay $270 in cost, forfeit the paraphernalia, and the deputy will give you a pay slip so it's all in writing.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Jet Reeves.
The state will be announcing a no pros. Mr. Reeves showed proof of a valid driver's license.
Thank you. Brino Ramos Marin. Good morning. Sir, you're with us today for operating a vehicle without a valid license, an insurance violation, and improper registration. Do you have any of those things? Insurance, registration, or license?
I don't have a license, but I did have insurance.
Do you have it with you today?
I have it. I couldn't find it yesterday, but I'm pretty sure I can ask to like reprint it, right?
Okay, so you don't have it in your hand?
No,
That's all I need?
I do not.
All right, to the state?
An adjudication of guilt, $300 in court costs, show proof of a valid driver's license, registration, and insurance within 90 days or eligibility.
So you would have 90 days to show proof of all those things. You would have to pay $300 in court costs, and you would have these convictions on your record. But you would have 3 months to do all the other stuff.
Okay.
Would you like to accept that, or do you want some time to speak with an attorney?
I'll speak with an attorney.
Okay. Do you need the application for the public defender?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Your next court date with me, Mr. Ramos, is going to be March 17th. Fill that out and turn it in to the clerk at the end of the hall. As long as they tell you you qualify, you can make your appointment.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. William Reed? William Reed? No? Karen Rogers?
Your Honor, I believe we put Ms. Rogers on the docket just yesterday. I'm not too confident that she was able to get notice, but I would ask to waive her appearance for the purposes, I think it was a calendar call, was the purpose of placing her on this arraignment docket.
Okay. What do you mean calendar call? I'm sorry.
It was a speedy trial filed, and
Oh, yeah,
they need to be
yeah.
calendar called within 5 days. Thanks.
Okay. So in Ms. Rogers' case, a motion for speedy trial was filed. Should have been on the docket last week, but unfortunately the snowstorm prevented that. So we need to get Ms. Rogers set for trial. I mean, with the state, 45 days, right?
That sounds about right, Your Honor.
Is she not on the docket?
She is. She's number 55 on my docket.
We just put her on yesterday, so that's why she's not here.
March 3rd. So actually, I would do February 26th with subpoenas, and then the trial would be March 3rd.
Okay.
Do you have that, Mr. Mull?
March 3rd with subpoenas?
It's not on my docket.
So it's February 26th with subpoenas, but the trial would be March 3rd, which is within the 45 days. So you want to skip all the court dates in between, Mr.?
Yes, Your Honor, please.
Okay. So Mr. Mull, just to write it down, it's 24 MM 4338 paraphernalia charge.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, you also called a Mr. William Reed, did you not?
I did, yes.
I've got no information at this time.
Okay, we'll save him until the end. Elizabeth Ruger?
One not guilty plea was filed, set for February 12th.
February 12th for Ruger.
And that's for the VOP?
This is a new charge of driving while license suspended.
Okay, so yeah, she does have a VOP that was filed on 123.
Attorneys?
Okay. Sony Sanchez Fernandez?
Who is the attorney?
I don't know.
Her record just says so.
Cassie Reed.
Cassie Reed. Sanchez Fernandez? Gabriel Santos? Good morning, sir. So you were with us today, sir, for the charge of trespassing to the state?
Withhold of adjudication, $270 in court costs, and no trespassing at Chick-fil-A, 743 Beale Parkway for Walton Beach.
Would you like to accept that? Or do you want some more time to talk to an attorney?
I'd like to speak to a public defender.
Okay. Have you filled out the application yet, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Did you turn it in? All right, make sure you get that turned in. Your next court date with me is gonna be March 17th. And so, is that right? Yeah, March 17th. So once you find out you qualify, you can make your appointment with the attorneys. Thank you. Michael Seeger? All right, so Michael Seeger is gonna go to March 17th. Is the other institution Florida State Hospital? Just curious. Patrick Smith?
Skipped him.
Hi.
Hey,
Mr. Smith, you're with us today for speeding.
okay.
More than 30 over. If you wish to accept responsibility, withhold the points, pay $353 in 90 days. If, however, you want some more time to have a hearing, those would be by Zoom, and the officer would have to come in and prove that you were speeding.
I would like to go ahead and push for a hearing.
Okay. Okay, just so I know, are infractions by alphabet as well?
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna give you that date. You'll get a Zoom link sent to you, so you Zoom in.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, it looks like February is already full, so it will be March. Let's see. Looks like March 27th at 9:30.
Okay.
And if I could get an email address.
Can you give her your email so she can send that?
Yes, ma'am. It is my life, the number 4, now, the number 24 at yahoo.com.
It's life, L-I-F-E?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, see you then.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Lena Sneed. Cody Thompson. Hey. Mr. Thompson, you're with us today for a DUI with injury or property damage to the state.
An adjudication of guilt, $500 fine, $476.73 in court costs, 11 months and 29 days on probation, 50 hours community service, 6 months driver's license suspended, DUI school, victim impact panel, and 10-day impound.
All right, that's a lot. Do you want some more time to talk to an attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you need me to appoint the public defender?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and give you the application. You have to fill it out and turn it into the clerk at the end of the hall. As soon as they tell you you're qualified, you can go ahead and make your appointment.
I actually grabbed it on the way in, sir.
And your next court date with me will be March 17th at 9 a.m.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, brother. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mohammed Udin?
He entered into a DPA, Your Honor.
Okay. Jason Watson? With Mr. David? Hey, Mr. Watson.
Good morning.
Your Honor, could I have just a brief moment, Mr.
Please.
Watson? Your Honor, we'll plead not guilty, request next court date.
All right, so I'll see you back March 17th at 9 a.m., okay?
All right.
Sir, you can have a seat, and I'm going to call you at the end. Mia Woll, or Wall.
She entered into a DPA, Your Honor.
Aiden Wolf.
The state will be announcing a no pros. You show proof of valid registration.
And April Wood. I imagine you'll have two before the day is done. Is there anyone in the audience who has a case that I have not called? Come on up.
James Carter?
Carter?
Yes, ma'am. I guess they gave me a conflict lawyer,
He has
Harper.
regional conflict counsel, Your Honor.
Yes, that's correct.
Was that reset to
February 3rd.
Schlechter?
Yes.
Okay. Judge Schlechter will see you February 3rd, okay?
February 3rd. Thank you.
Come on over.
Amy Davidson Robinson.
Your Honor, we're here today in case number 25MM95. And we'd like to hear what the state's offer is in that case. And also, Ms. Rothacker also has another case, 24MM3544. So I just would like for them to run together.
Is 3544 older or would it be new?
It is, Your Honor.
Which one?
Oh, it's older.
Older, thank you. Davidson Rothacker. Ms. Stringus, you know there's a felony VOP, right?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Only because I did for spirits. Right.
Unfortunately.
Right.
I know this.
It would be a withhold of adjudication, $270 in court costs.
Okay, you're.
Is that on both cases?
No, Your
Or you already
Honor.
have an offer on the
Yes,
other?
Your Honor.
That's only for 25MM95.
Got it.
We'll plead not guilty today, Your Honor.
Does 3544 already have a court date?
It does, Your Honor. I believe it's February 5th.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move 25MM95 also to February 5th. Just, ma'am, so they all track together, you don't have to keep coming back.
Craig?
Yeah, but we can't do that.
She's on my list.
Your Honor, this is Craig Mercado, case number 25MM39. We would like to know what the state's offer is.
Adjudication of guilt and $270 in court costs.
Your Honor, my client will plead not guilty.
Okay. Sir, Judge Schlechter will see you back March 3rd, okay?
Okay, I'll come see the judge.
Tango Daniel?
Hi, Mr. Daniel.
How you doing?
Good. Mr. Daniel, you're with me today for the charge of petty theft and also resisting. The state's going to make you an offer. If you wish to accept that offer, you can, but you certainly don't have to, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, in 25MM37, on count 1, the state's offering adjudication, 6 months of probation, $270 in court costs, 24 hours of community service, shoplifters awareness course, no trespass at Sephora, 4230 Legendary Drive, Suite 123, Destin, Florida. The state will dismiss count 2 in exchange for a plea to count 1 today.
Mr. Daniel, is this your only case?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I just want to make sure that, I ask that to everyone in case you have something else going on. We got to make sure the two cases don't affect each other. Would you like to accept the state's offer? Or do you want to speak with an attorney?
I want to speak to the attorney first.
Okay. Mr. Daniel, I'm going to appoint the public defender in your case. Your next court date,
I gotta have another court date?
Yep.
Oh, well,
But hold on, I'm going to make it real quick.
You want February?
Yeah.
February 3rd.
It's going to be Monday.
what would the 24 hours, public service, what does that consist of?
So you need to talk to your attorney about it. So that's why, but I'm giving you a real quick turnaround to February 3rd, which is Monday. And if you see your attorney before then, in county court, we can accept a written plea. You can get that signed tomorrow, assuming they come up here. So let me just continue this to Monday to make sure the attorney answers all your questions.
Okay.
All right, so February 3rd for Mr. D.
So 24 hours of public service would be like working an 8-hour shift for 3 days or something?
I mean, you could do it that way. You could also do 2 hours every 12 days. You have 6 months to get it done.
I'm trying to leave as soon as possible. Can I do
Well,
it
there's more than that.
2 days for 12 hours for 2 days?
Absolutely.
What do that consist of?
Say it again?
What does that consist of, like working
depends.
outside or something?
So probation has a list, but your attorney can go over all that with you, and then Judge Schlechter can take your plea on Monday if you want to plea.
Right this way.
Thank you.
Arkansas?
Hartsook, Your Honor.
Mr. Hartsook, good morning.
Morning, Your Honor.
So you're with us today for defrauding a food or lodging accommodation to the state. They're gonna make you an offer, you don't have to take it, but if you want to, you can.
Yes, Your Honor. In 25 MM 57, the state's offer is adjudication of guilt, credit for all time served, $96.30 to the Grand Vista at the Emerald Grand, and to be paid within 180 days. The court costs to be paid within 180 days.
Which are $270?
Yes, Your Honor.
So the most I give is 120 days, just so you know?
That's, Your Honor, whatever the court prefers.
I've been in jail since November 13th also.
Okay, yeah, they're saying time served, so you would get out today, and then you would have 4 months to pay the restitution and the court costs.
That's totally fine.
Okay.
It was with the girl that I was with that they pretty much told her, don't come on the property. When I was going over to get my wallet, she walked over there, and she's like, oh, you're good. So
Little
she
did you
lied
know.
to me from the jump.
Do you have any other cases pending that this might affect?
No,
Okay.
Your Honor.
If you would, as best you can, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm your testimony will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, put your hand down, tell me your name and date of birth.
Sean Michael Hertzook, 3579.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand that by entering this plea, you give up your right to a trial where the state would have to prove that you are guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
And if for any reason you are in the country illegally, any plea could affect your immigration status to include deportation? Do you understand that? I know
Yeah.
it might not apply, but if it did.
Yes, Your Honor.
I will accept your plea of no contest as freely and voluntarily entered. I will adjudicate you guilty and sentence you to time served.
I want to plead guilty, not. You
No
know what I mean?
contest?
What's that?
No contest means.
Okay, yeah, more or less guilty.
Okay.
Okay, yes.
Same thing.
Yes.
I will adjudicate you guilty and sentence you to time served. Upon release, you will have 120 days to pay $270 in court costs and $96.30 in restitution to the Emerald Grand. Is that right?
Yeah, it's 9603.
Do you
Sorry to
have
cut
the
you off, sorry.
address?
What?
Do you have the address?
Do you know the address for the Emerald Grand? 9603, Mr. Hartsook?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
No.
I know where it's at.
You're telling me the number is $96.03?
No, it was $90. The bill was $90, and then with the tax and all, it was 9603.
03, gotcha. I'll take your word for that.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Yeah, I meant to grab my paperwork, and I forgot to grab it.
Your
Okay,
Honor,
I'll take
it's 10 Harbor Boulevard, Destin, Florida.
Okay, so the deputy's gonna have to take your prints because of the. Just a defraud, okay. Make sure when you get out, get up with the clerk so you can get this paid, because if you don't pay it, it'll suspend your license. So we gotta make sure it gets done.
Were you in jail on something else? Or just on this since?
Just on this.
How did they take this on to get you in the court?
They said that you guys wasn't gonna pick me up, they were gonna hold me till you guys come.
He got extra.
I've sat in Live Oak.
Okay, so we had to go.
Yeah, and you guys come 3.5 hours all the way by
He's
Lake
been
City to
here
come get me.
Okay.
He's been here
Yes,
since the
sir.
beginning of the month.
You're good.
All right, Your Honor, thank you very much, have a good day.
You too.
Donald Lowe.
Good morning, sir.
I didn't see that.
Mr. Lowe, you're with us today for driving on a suspended license. The state will make you an offer. If you wish to accept it, I can take your plea. If not, you'll certainly have time to talk to an attorney if you wish. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
To the state.
Your Honor, in 25 CT 93, the state's offer is adjudication of guilt, 10 days in the Okaloosa County Jail, and the court costs
are $300.
Yes, ma'am, I'll accept.
Mr. Lowe, are you in jail for this?
Yes, ma'am.
No other charges?
No, ma'am.
All right. As best you can, raise your right hand.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you swear or affirm that your testimony will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Put your hand down. Please tell me your name and date of birth.
Donald Joseph Lowe III, 5586.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that by entering this plea, you give up your right to a trial where the state would have to prove that you are guilty?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And if for any reason you are in the country illegally, any plea could affect your immigration status to include deportation.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you, oh wait, you don't have an attorney. All right, I will accept your plea of no contest and as freely and voluntarily entered. I will adjudicate you guilty and sentence you to 10 days in the county jail with credit for any time served.
Okay.
Upon release, you will have 90 days to pay $300 in cost, and if you are eligible, show proof of a good license to the clerk. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Deputy will take your prints. You're good to go.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. McKinney.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. McKinnon.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Your Honor, I went through a plea of not guilty in both cases and request, can we just put him on the 210 docket, Your Honor?
I think it was 212, but maybe 212 was private.
I think it's at Monday, 210.
Yep, 210. I'll see you back in a couple weeks, honey.
And Your Honor, I want to not waive my rights to fast and speedy trial.
Okay, make sure you talk to your attorney about that. While you're represented, everything has to come through him. So talk to him about it. You will have to file a written motion, and then we can talk about it on February 10th.
Yeah, because I was really considering doing an open court plea, but I didn't know the statutes. I'm kind of thrown off by these charges right now, so I want to talk to him.
I'll talk to him about that, Your Honor.
Definitely do that first.
I will.
All right, see you in a couple weeks.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Mr. McKinnon.
And the other one is in another institution.
Tyler Miller?
Yes, ma'am.
What? Tyler Miller's in another institution?
He
was going to play to the bench this morning.
For 25 CT.
Wait.
Oh, Miller was never in jail, they say.
Oh.
Cedar was in another institution.
Is Tyler Miller here?
There's two on my docket.
Two Tyler Millers?
Oh, no, just one. Tyler Miller Ryan.
Yes.
He entered into a DPA, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Who's left? Y'all are gonna have to tell me who to call, because you wanna form a line?
James?
Miss James, come on up.
Your Honor, I'm giving Ms. James back the proof of insurance that she showed me. She has showed me that she now has a valid license, Your Honor, so in this case, in count 1, the state would allow her to plead no valid driver's license to avoid the 10 days in the Okaloosa County Jail. And as to count 1 and count 2, the state would ask for adjudication of guilt, 6 months of probation, and the $300 in court costs.
What's the probation for?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
What is she gonna be doing on probation? Just giving her 6 months to pay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Would you like to accept that, or do you want some time to talk to an attorney?
I would like to talk to an attorney.
You do? Okay. Ms. James, I'll see you back, no, actually, Judge Schlechter will see you back on March 3rd, okay? Do you need the application for the PD? Fill that out, turn it in. As soon as they tell you you qualify, you can talk to them. Okay? Thank you. Mr. Ogburn?
Yes, Your Honor. I am ready to agree with the deferred prosecution agreement.
Great. Did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you hand that to the deputy? And good luck to you, sir. You're free to go.
Thank you, Your
I don't
Honor.
think I signed.
Oh. Marshall, who is the case you asked me to hold?
Yeah, it's Bridges, Christine Lee Bridges.
Are we ready to call it or no?
Sure.
Miss Bridges?
I need your help on this to, I don't have access to DMV and all that you do.
Angie, can you pull up her CDL? Give us 1 second, then Marshall.
I'm more along the lines of, I want to know how much outstanding she's got to pay and how long that's going to take and all that.
Okay. Bridges. I mean, I can't, that's not a quick answer. From looking at a certified driving record.
Well, Judge Ward has something that he pulls up and he can tell how many tickets are outstanding in the different counties. You don't have that?
No.
I wonder how he's doing that.
I don't think that's a CDR anyway, that's probably CCIS. Because you're talking about not her certified driving history, but the criminal case database that shows tickets from around the state.
It just shows outstanding, what is outstanding and why they have her license suspended. That's what
I
he,
mean, I can tell you why her license is suspended, but I have no, I mean,
he's like, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 unpaid tickets in Okaloosa County, 1,
okay.
2, 3.
I know, I understand what you're saying.
Escambia.
But I can't tell you the amounts.
No, I don't care about that. All I want to know is, here's my thought onto it. I'd be willing to modify the charge, put her on probation, that would last through the fall.
Okay.
Have her working on stuff while she's on probation, and then have her come to the DUI, driver's license clinic, when we do it in September.
Yeah, that might be very helpful for you, man. Give me 1 second.
And the reason I'm saying that is her priors all are 2000, like 1999, 2003, 2005.
Okay, without even looking further, I can tell you one of the issues is she has a DUI in 2000.
Yes.
2005, and the conditions are not complete.
I finished the DUI school. I took care of it, except now I have to get my license back.
Well, the DMV is not reporting that those conditions were complete, so if you have that paperwork, you really need to go to the DMV and let them see it.
Okay, because I thought it would be on record that I completed, because I've been talking to them.
Yes, ma'am, I understand, but unfortunately, you have to proactively go to the DMV. And until that is complete, there's nothing else I'm gonna be able to help.
Okay, ma'am, this is my offer at this time. I would reduce your charge, change your charge, modify your charge from DWLSR to no valid driver's license. I'm gonna put you on probation, active probation. It's gonna cost you $55 a month. You're gonna have to report to probation. I want you to work with probation to get your stuff ready that you're missing from your DUI from 2005. They may or may not be able to track everything down, hopefully they can. And then they can make sure that they get you connected to whoever you need to connect with to take your DUI class, to do your 50 hours or pay your fines and that stuff off. In September, probation, I'd like you to make a note of this. In September, she needs to be at the
Nope, she has to apply through Eventbrite and be certified, do not, yeah.
Okay. She has to apply for the driver's license, roundup, whatever we're calling it this year. What's that,
Driver's license clinic?
Clinic, okay, clinic. The driver's license clinic, she needs to do that as a condition of her probation in July. If she qualifies, then she'll need to be at it. If she does not qualify, then she doesn't have to go to that. And the only other condition besides get your license is $300 in court
So what's the date?
and it be an adjudication. That's if you want to take it. You don't have to. You have the option that you can just do the 10 days, no probation, not worry about your license. Okay.
Do you know what happened to this one?
I gotta be honest with you, Ms. Bridges, I really admire your desire to get this done. And Mr. Mall has made, wait, let me say the whole thing. Mr. Mall has made you a reasonable offer, but he's not your attorney. And frankly, we don't have all the information about your driving history. The way the law is now with driver's license, if you have 3 or more no valid license or 3 or more driving while license suspended, it is mandatory jail time. So I am going to strongly encourage you to talk to an attorney before you agree to anything. Because I don't want you, even with everybody's best intentions, to agree to something that might ultimately, you know what I'm saying? I can appoint the public defender to represent you. So if you can't afford an attorney, I'm here to help. But I just want to make sure that we have all the information.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know you probably just want to get this over with today, but we're kind of past that with that driving history. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know you wanted to say something.
The reason why I was my daughter's.
Don't,
I
listen.
know, it's no excuse.
I don't mean to, no, listen, I don't mean to cut you off. You could have an excellent excuse. But I don't want you to say something on the record today that would get yourself into further trouble. That's why I want to give you an attorney, because if you have perhaps a legal defense to why you were driving, they can help you. So would it be okay if I appointed the public defender?
Yes, ma'am.
You're still gonna have to fill out the application and turn it in. But Judge Schlechter is gonna see you back on March 3rd. Mr. Mall will be there. He'll go over that offer with your attorneys so that you all can work together to make sure that you know what you're getting into.
Lana, Mr. Banish, who is her attorney?
What's the last name?
Bridges.
Bridges? That'd be Allison.
Judge, I don't know what happened to that one guy.
Okay. Are you waiting to talk to your attorney, sir?
Yes, Your Honor, he is.
Okay, so I don't need to worry about you. And sir, are you waiting to speak with your attorney as well?
He just did, Your Honor.
Okay, so I don't need to call their cases back, is my point. Okay, do you have some DPAs for me?
Yes, we do, Your Honor. Do you want me to announce them, or do you just want to bring them?
I would love it if you would announce them.
Yes, Your Honor. So the state has a DPA in Julian.
Marshall, hold on. I just need you guys to move from the mic, because it's getting some overlap.
The state has a DPA in Julian Barrera Pedraza, which is number 3 on the docket I have.
You can just list their names.
Okay. The state has a DPA in Cedric Brown. The state has a DPA in Kaleo Lopez.
Thank you.
The state has a DPA in Emery Gill.
Okay.
The state has a DPA in Emilio Hemmings.
Hemmings? So if Emilio Hemmings was a failure to comply with the DPA.
Your Honor, it was a failure to appear on a DPA. The original offer was a DPA.
I don't think that's right.
Is it?
Did he, because what I think happened is that he failed to comply with the DPA, probably by not paying it. He paid a $200 cash bond on the FTA. Correct?
Correct.
And in the past, the state has applied the cash bond to the DPA and dismissed the case.
That's what we're doing today.
Okay, so that case will be no pros with no action on the FTA.
I thought it was a failure to appear, Your Honor, on the, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Hemmings.
Next.
Your Honor, we have more, I'm sorry. Jan Herrera Malavar was a DPA also.
Thank you.
Naomi Hunter was a DPA. Jose Landros Jimenez was a DPA.
Give us, you good, Angie?
It was, what was the last name?
Landeros Jimenez?
Yes, got it.
Okay.
Tyler Miller.
Got it.
Okay.
Javier Morales Ruda.
Okay.
Joseph Oakburn. And Padillo Castellanos.
Got it.
Got it?
Padilla Foreo. And Roz Uden.
The last name is Uden?
Yes, Your Honor. Mohammed.
Oh, Mohammed
Raz
Riaz.
Uden.
Got it?
Yeah, and Wolf.
What was that?
Aiden Wolf?
Mia Wolf.
Mia Wolf. And then Kedania Nunn, right?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear
I think I
Madam.
missed one. Kedania Nunn.
Nunn,
Is that
N-U-N-N? I think that might be the one that Lance.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Yes.
Miss Nunn was advised of the
That was
offer.
this one.
I signed
I have
for it,
it.
yep.
Yep.
I have it already.
Okay. So we'll issue capiases for those who didn't appear. I'll start with April Wood, will be a capias. Lena Sneed will be a capias. Sony Sanchez Fernandez will be a D6. Mr. Duffy, anything on William Reed?
Unfortunately not, Your Honor.
Okay, that would be a capias. All of these are hold positions. Okay. Lawrence Parker will be a capias. Max Moss will be a capias. Veronica Kalashnikova will be a capias. Joshua Gast will be a capias. Shelley Dominguez Paz will be a capias. And that's all I have.
Okay, what happened to Herrera Malabar? Is that,
Herrera's with an H,
last name is with an H, yeah.
DPA.
Okay, that's what I missed. Thank you.
PD, y'all have all yours covered?
Your Honor, I've got a written plea agreement to file if you'd be willing to accept it.
Yes, is that from this morning?
It's not, Your Honor. This is a different.
All right.
Nothing thorough beyond that, Your Honor.
All right, then you are free to go.
Your Honor, I do have the, my approach with it.
Yes.
Good. I'm a little concerned about that one guy.
Hold on, let me.
That was the DUI.
Hold on.
Oh, I thought you were done.
Did I do this?
I don't remember, honestly.
Make sure
I don't have a name document because that was, I don't know, but it wasn't printed correctly.
Mr. Mall, yes.
Okay, I don't remember which one he was on the docket. It was the DUI. That was a second outside, but he had a high blow, so it was
Yes.
$2,000 fine, blah, blah, blah.
The 325 blow? I know what you're talking about.
Yes. He came back up to me and talked to me and said that he wanted to take that offer and was good to go on the offer. And then he left. My concern is that he may have thought coming up and telling me, yeah, I want to take that offer was sufficient, and he was left out of the courtroom. Can we get the clerk to resend him to remind him he does still have to be here on 3/3 or 3/17? Send him a second notice. I just don't want him to think, or him to say, I told him I wanted to take the deal. And
I mean, I have to assume somebody on their third DUI knows the court has to accept.
it wasn't third, it was second outside.
Okay, I have to assume anybody who has a prior DUI conviction has to understand that the court has to accept it. So he has a written notice. If he fails to appear, I'm not his lawyer.
I understand.
Okay, thank you. Nope, absolutely not. All right, court is adjourned.
Your Honor, I have the DPA.